In every culture, there exists a story, a timeless archetype, that resonates deeply with the human condition. This is the hero's journey, a narrative structure first identified by mythologist Joseph Campbell, which outlines the transformative path of a hero who undergoes trials, discoveries, and eventual self-realization. This pattern, found in myths, legends, and stories across cultures, maps the human experience of growth, suffering, triumph, and wisdom. Miyamoto Musashi, the legendary swordsman, has lived on in Japanese folklore as one of the greatest warriors to ever walk the earth. His story is not just one of duels and bloodshed, but a deep, mythic journey of self-discovery and transformation. Musashi's life follows the structure of the hero's journey so closely that, when viewed through the lens of Campbell's framework, it reveals the powerful internal growth that mirrors the external battles he faces. In this video, we will analyze Musashi's life through the stages of the hero's journey. From his departure from his family, to the initiation in the heat of battle, and his return as a transcendent figure, Musashi's journey is one of mythic proportions. A journey that not only defined him as a warrior, but as a sage of life and philosophy. Before we dive into the transformative stages of Musashi's mythic adventure, we'd like to welcome you to The Unfolding Journey, the channel where we explore timeless stories, philosophical insights, and life lessons from legendary figures and profound narratives. If you're passionate about delving deeper into the heroic arcs of history, literature, and culture, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for future content. Now, let's embark on this deep dive into Musashi's hero's journey, where we will uncover the profound lessons and stages that transformed him into the legendary figure we know today. The ordinary world, Musashi's beginning. Every hero's journey begins in what Joseph Campbell terms the ordinary world, where the hero is in his most basic form, his life before the call to adventure. For Musashi, this stage starts in the small, rural village where he is born into a family of warriors, led by his father, who is a skilled swordsman. However, his world is far from ordinary. Musashi's early life is marked by loss, hardship, and confusion. His father's disappearance and the subsequent turmoil shape Musashi into a solitary figure, searching for purpose and identity. From a young age, Musashi is faced with the harsh reality of life without a stable family structure. His early experience with the death of his father marks the first of many ordinary world disruptions, which, as Campbell describes, are catalysts for the hero's call to adventure. Unlike other heroes, Musashi's world is fractured from the beginning, which sets the stage for his eventual quest for self-discovery and mastery. The call to adventure, departure from the ordinary world. The call to adventure is the moment the hero is called to leave his ordinary world behind and embark on a journey of transformation. Musashi's call comes early, with his tragic loss and subsequent desire to avenge his father's death. His quest to prove himself as a warrior is driven by vengeance and a deep need for personal glory. This initial call, much like other hero stories, is fueled by anger and revenge, but it also marks the beginning of Musashi's path. In the novel Musashi, the event that most clearly serves as the call to adventure is Musashi's first duel, against Arima Kihei, an opponent he defeats. This duel becomes the first stepping stone in Musashi's long path of self-discovery, as it forces him to step beyond the world he knows, into a larger world of warriors, code, and honor. Though driven by personal vengeance at first, this moment sets Musashi on a path that will eventually transcend mere revenge, leading him to deeper spiritual and philosophical insights. Refusal of the call, Musashi's internal struggles. In many hero's journey stories, the hero often initially refuses the call, reluctant to leave behind the safety and comfort of the ordinary world. Musashi's refusal is less overt, but it manifests in his inner conflict. His reckless nature and desire for personal glory prevent him from fully accepting the spiritual and philosophical dimensions of his journey. His early years as a wandering swordsman are marked by internal turmoil, self-doubt, and confusion. Musashi's refusal of the call can be seen in his early obsession with individual combat and fame, rather than the deeper questions of life. He views the sword as a means of proving his strength and prowess, rather than a tool for inner mastery and discipline. His life, up until this point, is motivated by his own pride and desire to conquer. But this internal struggle between ego and spirituality will eventually lead him to greater self-realization. Meeting the mentor, Musashi's spiritual growth. One of the key stages of the hero's journey is the meeting with the mentor, where the hero encounters a wise figure who helps guide him on his path. For Musashi, this mentor is a series of figures rather than one single character. From the moment Musashi steps out into the world, he meets a variety of individuals who shape his journey. Perhaps the most important mentor figure in Musashi's life is Takuan Soho, the Zen Buddhist monk. Takuan introduces Musashi to Zen philosophy, which profoundly influences his understanding of combat, life, and spiritual discipline. Through Takuan, Musashi learns the importance of mastering the self, of controlling one's mind and emotions in the heat of battle and in life. In a way, Takuan is the catalyst that helps Musashi understand that his journey is not about defeating others, but about conquering his own ego and internal strife. This spiritual awakening is central to Musashi's transformation from a self-serving swordsman to a master who embodies the true meaning of discipline and wisdom. Crossing the threshold, the commitment to change. Crossing the threshold marks the hero's full commitment to the adventure, leaving behind the ordinary world in favor of the unknown. Musashi's crossing occurs when he fully embraces his role as a wandering swordsman, not just in search of fame or glory, but in search of knowledge and mastery. It is during this time that Musashi becomes the famous duelist, known for his unconventional two-sword technique, which demonstrates his complete departure from traditional swordsmanship. This threshold moment represents a point of no return for Musashi. His former life as a young, undisciplined warrior is left behind as he steps fully into his journey of self-discovery. His commitment to this new path will test his limits, push him to the brink of spiritual enlightenment, and force him to face the deepest aspects of his nature. Tests, allies, and enemies, trials along the path. The hero is often confronted with a series of tests and challenges that help him grow. For Musashi, these tests come in the form of duels, challenges, and internal conflicts. Each battle is a test of his martial prowess, but also his inner peace and philosophy. Through each enemy he defeats, such as Kojiro Sasaki, the Ito-ryu school, and other notable swordsmen, Musashi faces trials that test not just his swordsmanship, but his emotional and spiritual maturity. Musashi's relationships with allies and enemies shape his journey as well. For example, the character of Otsu, who Musashi loves, is both an ally and a symbol of his inner conflict. Their relationship reveals Musashi's struggles with attachment and the challenges of balancing love with his warrior's path. His ability to make peace with his own emotions and desires is a key part of his growth. The approach to the inmost cave, confronting the self. The inmost cave is a place where the hero faces his greatest challenge, often involving a deep confrontation with his own darkness. For Musashi, this cave is not a literal location but a metaphorical one. His internal struggle to find peace with his past, his ego, and his pursuit of vengeance. In this phase, Musashi must confront the emptiness of his earlier path, the recklessness of his desire for glory, and the pain that comes from his past actions. This moment of introspection is crucial to his evolution. He realizes that his previous battles were about defeating others, but his final battle is one of self-realization. It is at this point that Musashi seeks more than mere victory in combat. He seeks victory over his own inner turmoil. The ordeal, Musashi's duel with Kojiro Sasaki. Every hero has an ordeal, and for Musashi, this comes in the form of his legendary duel with Sasaki Kojiro. This moment is both the physical climax of his journey and the metaphorical confrontation with his inner self. The duel is not just about defeating Kojiro. It's about Musashi proving to himself that he has transcended his former self, that he is no longer driven by the need for vengeance or glory. The duel itself is a moment of perfect synthesis. Musashi's body, mind, and spirit are united in a singular purpose. By defeating Kojiro, Musashi reaches the peak of his journey, not just as a swordsman, but as a philosopher and spiritual warrior. The return, Musashi's enlightenment. The final stage of the hero's journey is the return, where the hero brings back the knowledge and wisdom gained on his journey. For Musashi, this return is not a return to his physical home, but to a place of spiritual peace and self-realization. After his victory over Kojiro, Musashi retreats from the world of combat, seeking peace through meditation, study, and writing. In the final years of his life, Musashi pens the Book of Five Rings, a text that encapsulates his philosophy of life and swordsmanship. It is his return to the world, but in a form that transcends physical battle. It is a return to the mind, where Musashi now understands that true mastery is not about conquering others, but mastering oneself. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Musashi's hero's journey. We hope you found this mythic interpretation of his life story inspiring and thought-provoking. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Musashi's transformation and the lessons he offers, don't forget to subscribe to The Unfolding Journey. We delve into timeless stories, heroes, and life-changing philosophies that can help guide you in your own journey of self-discovery. Hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a video. Until next time, may you walk your own path with courage, wisdom, and an open heart.